Hello everyone, welcome to Accounting with John. My name is John and today's topic will talk about adjusting process, especially prepaid expense. The outline for this video we will talk about three things. The first is the nature of this transaction, which is prepaid expense. The second is the journal to record at adjustment process. And the third is the key points that you should keep in mind regarding prepaid expense. So first of all, what is prepaid expense? Prepaid expense is an expense that you paid even though you still not receive the benefit yet. So prepaid expense is classified as asset in balance sheet. But after time, you will get the benefit of this prepaid expense. Therefore, it will become real expense. When this prepaid turn into real expense, we must make an adjustment. So that's the basic about prepaid expense. Now, to understand more about the nature of this transaction, we will study about this case. The common example of prepaid expense is like prepaid insurance or prepaid rent. In this case, we will talk about prepaid rent because those expenses are usually paid in advance or at the beginning of their contract. In this case, for example, David paid for his office rent for 1 year in March the 1st, 2019, amounting to $24,000. So here we have the timeline to help us understand about this transaction. The green line is the year 2019 and this blue line here is the year 2020. So imagine David paid here on March the 1st, 2019. So the payment he pay the payment in here will be for a rent for one whole year. It will be displayed here in this blue thin line. And but notice here that there's also this orange line. David can't recognize all of his payment as an expense in year 2019, or let's say in 31st December, because he reported it in here. He can't make all of his payment amount $24,000 into full expense in 2019. So there is a portion of David trend that can only be recognized in 2019. Based on expense recognition, we can only record David trend portion in 2019. So if we record it in journal at March the 1st, 2019, David will record prepaid expense increase in debit amounting $24,000 and decreasing his cash in credit with the same amount. But in the end of the counting period, or let's say in 31st December 2019, he needs to make an adjustment because his prepaid are no longer this amount. It's no longer $24,000. So how do we get the exact rent expense amount? First, we need to calculate the rent per month, which by dividing $24,000 with 12 months, 12 months for one whole year. So we get $200 per month for rent. And we need to calculate the month that David actually rent his place in 2019. So we can get that by deducting 31st December 2019 with March 1st, 2019. But you can also count from March 1, 2019. So it will be March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So it will be 10 months until 31st December 2019. Therefore, the rent expense for the year 2019 will be 10 months multiplied by $200 rent fee per month. Therefore, we got $2,000 worth of rent expense. Increase in debit here, rent expense, and in credit we will record the deduction of prepaid expense with the same amount, which is $2,000. And the description here is to adjust a portion of rent in 2019. So we have some key points that we should keep in mind regarding this transaction. The first of all, when adjusting prepaid expense, make sure you know the amount that you should be record as expense for this period, because basically what we adjust from prepaid expense is we change the prepaid expense which firstly recorded as an asset to be an expense. We make a new expense regarding about prepaid expense here. So we what we do we record it like a new expense that we really have. And regarding about the date about prepaid expense, let's say if your rent payment date it's not the first day of the month, the general rule to make sure the first month count or not is if the rent payment date are before middle of the month or before the 15th day of the month, then it will be counted as one full month, just like what we did earlier. So if it's the day, let's say March 14, then March will be counted as one full month. But if the rent payment date are after the middle of the month, let's say the 16th date and after that, then it will not be counted as one full month. So in previous case, if the payment date is 16 March or 17 March, then the total month in 2019 become only 9 months. You should always keep in mind regarding this date if you are doing prepaid expense. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and ring the bell if you want to get the newest video from me. Don't forget to hit the like button and write a comment so I can know what subject I should be talking about next. Thank you and have a nice day.